So today we're going to take a 2-mile circular walk through the woods and fields that surround the village. On a difficulty rating, it's a 2 out of 5 because there's a couple of hilly bits, but nothing too strenuous. I've just popped into the shop to get my essentials for the journey, water and poo bags. We love dogs here in Polperro, but it's really important that you do pick up after them. From the Doghouse, turn left onto 4th Street and then right onto Big Green. Past Nelson's on your left and then turn left into Lancelot Street at Cooch's Restaurant. Go up the narrow little laney on your right and continue to the old church steps. So here we go up the church steps, which is guaranteed to get your heart pumping. Well, I think it's safe to say that Jones flies up here a lot quicker than I do. It's up the steps and we take a right into the woodland. So as you leave the woods and walk down Brackenside, remember to look out for this amazing view on the right. I know I've showed it to you before in previous videos, but it is one of my favourites. Now look at that for a view, just amazing. Okay, so time to put Jones back on our lead now as we leave Brackenside and continue upland of Deli. Now, as I said before, if you're a tad overweight, like me, maybe a little bit, this bit can be a little bit testing, but worthwhile in the long run. It does go on for a bit, and if I was with someone else walking, I'd probably be moaning like hell, but it is worth it in the end. So we continue on past Landerley Farm and Barn, and as you can see, we're coming to the end of the toughest bit. Now looking over to your left, you'll see the fields there that would lead over to the coastal path. But that's a walk for another day. So once you reach this bridleway sign here, you take a right. It's all downhill from now on, so that's the tough bit over. Well, I'm no weatherman, but that looks like there's a storm coming. I can't wait to come back and see this field when it's full of golden wheat with a clear blue sky. Now as you turn this corner, it feels like your bridleway runs out, and I made this mistake when we first did this, but when you get to the caravan and cottages here, just stick to the left hand side of the path and go around the side of the cottages, which will lead you to a gate. This is the first of a set of 3 gates. We're going to go right and right again. That's of course if you don't mind walking through a field of cows. You're not sure about them, are you? Eh? Far more your thing, Jones. Sheep. When we pass through this 3rd gate, we're going to go a quarter of the way down the hill and then veer to the right. Now as you can see from that instance, that's why I think it's always best to keep your dog on a lead when you're going across a field like this one, because you just never know when there's going to be sheep or cattle about. Now, as with most walks in this area, on sunny days I would be mindful of adders. It's highly unlikely you'll see one, but the last thing we want is our dog to get bitten by one. Through the gate or over the stile, whichever you prefer, and then down onto Langreek Road. I didn't realise just how many beautiful properties there are up here. And just coming to view here at the bottom of Langreek is the Crumplehorn pub. Great place to stop for a beer if you've got time. If you haven't got time to stop for a pint, veer off to the right just before the pub and we're cut off this corner. I remember when I first moved here, parking up in the car park and walking into the village and thinking, wow, what an amazing place, how pretty it was. But of course, the further and further you go into the village, the better and better it gets until you get to the harbour, which is probably the prettiest harbour in Cornwall, southwest, maybe even England, who knows. All that's left to do now is take a leisurely stroll down this road, the Coombs, and then into 4th Street, where you'll find the Doghouse Deli and Bar opposite the Ship pub. So it's back to the shop and time to start work. Jones, go and grab your uniform. Right, grab yourself a beer. We'll finish up this video. So while you watch my amazingly clever dog show off his bar skills, let's summarise. There was a 2-mile walk through the woodland and countryside surrounding the village. On the difficulty scale, I'd say it's a 2 out of 5, but only due to the fairly long climb up Landaviddy Lane, which is no big deal as long as you're reasonably fit. If you fancy a change from the coastal path, this one's definitely worth a try.